the soldier who lost both arms at Waterloo, June 18, 1815. Europe was about to witness one of the most famous battles in history. At Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte's army collided with the Allied forces commanded by the Duke of Wellington. Among the thousands of soldiers was a British infantryman named Private Peter McMullen. Then, in the chaos of battle, French cannon fire struck him. McMullen was horribly wounded. He was left among the dead and wounded on the battlefield. But someone refused to believe he was dead. His wife, Elizabeth, was nearby. She was heavily pregnant. When she realized her husband was still alive, she ran into the battlefield to find him. The scene around her was horrifying. Thousands of men lay dead or wounded. Yet Elizabeth found Peter. She herself was struck in the leg by a musket ball, but she didn't leave him. Somehow, she managed to drag her wounded husband away from the battlefield and toward safety. Peter's injuries were devastating. He ultimately lost both arms. But his story didn't end there. News of the couple's bravery eventually reached the Duke of York. The courage of Peter and Elizabeth was so remarkable that the Duke personally visited them in hospital, and he agreed to become the godfather of their child. That child would later be known as Frederica McMullen of Waterloo. Peter had gone to war as a soldier. He returned from Waterloo without his arms. But the story of his survival and the extraordinary courage of his pregnant wife became part of the human story behind one of history's most famous battles. Because sometimes the most powerful stories of war aren't about who won the battle. They're about the people who somehow survived it. Waterloo changed the map of Europe, but for Peter and Elizabeth McMullen, it changed their lives forever.